Before we start, a few words about 27 Pilots. We are a company that is helping big corporations find and transfer interesting technologies from startup companies like Passbase. And we are doing this interview today because we are seeing that Passbase is a very interesting solution that responds to a very critical challenge these days, which is the coronavirus pandemic. And yeah, welcome, Matthias.
Thanks for having me, Gregor. So yeah, I'm Matthias from Passbase. We are about, I think, 1.5 to 2 years old, roughly. We have 2 offices, one in Berlin, one in New York. And our product helps other companies to identify their users online. So this is important for any company that does like online or digital business. So from opening a bank account to verifying the user's identity, for shared mobility, for marketplaces, anywhere where you really want to be sure that the other person on the computer is a real human being and is who they say they are.
Okay. So yeah, a few months ago, this Corona crisis started. How did your company react to this? How are you doing in this crisis for yourself, but also more specifically, how are you adapting, or what are you doing with your product to help other companies during that crisis?
Yeah, so I mean, us as a company, we were already fairly decentralized due to do offices with Berlin and New York and a couple of remote people. So us as a company wasn't too affected how we operate and how are we productive. And a lot of our clients are also in the telemedicine space or in gig economy or remote work. So we actually even saw an increase in demand there. And this even encouraged us to partner up with a lot of these telemedicine and healthcare startups. And we even ran a smaller campaign where we offered free access to our product. We waived the subscription fee. We gave integration support. We still do that for all companies helping us fighting Corona. And yeah, so we're just trying to. It's a small part, but I think this is our try and effort to help fight this pandemic. And nevertheless, I guess the big share of the work is done by the telemedicine startups, but we just try to help and do a little part and hope this is a part of the bigger solution.
Okay, so your solution is specifically focused on telemedicine companies that provide telemedicine services.
Not only, but it can be useful there. So it's literally, I think, in the telemedicine space, the doctors or the company need to somewhat know who is that person. If I give a prescription which is based on that name, who is that? And then later on for the billing process, for the health insurances, this is where it's relevant. But overall, I think across multiple industries, it's relevant. If you want to open a bank account online, like I said, variations of and marketplace models where you have 2 people who don't know each other who just met online on an online platform and they need to complete a transaction. This is where it's relevant. And I guess since everyone is currently locked down and can't meet physically, this is where it's relevant.
Okay. Could you show us a brief demo of your product?
Sure. I think you see my screen right now.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, you can basically log in here. You can create an account here. Also, if you go here, I'm currently we'll log into an existing one. And all what we do is in fact is we provide SDKs. So these are technology pieces that you integrate into your mobile app or an integration. So this is nothing else than this here. And this will render somewhat this verification button. And you can now use this verification button and put it anywhere in your application, website, wherever you want. And now if you click on it, our verification flow essentially will be rendered, and then the whole verification process starts. So in that case, you will then be asked to, of course, accept terms, consent to sharing your data with us and the client. Then you would use a whatever the identifier here, unique, get a new email address. Then you will make a short selfie video or liveness detection. So you see me doing funny movements here. This is basically how we detect that this is a real person in front of the laptop. Okay. and also like capture the facial biometrics of that person. In that case, now you can like choose what kind of like document you want to use. In that case, I would now, for instance, I'm German, I would click Germany. You would then like choose if you want to use a passport, driving license, or national ID card. Then you would like scan your passport in that case, for example. You see me again. And this is here the nice metro card of New York. You can take a picture. This will now, of course, fail since it's like not like a passport. But what we would do now, we would like extract there like the data if there would be it, and then you would be done. Of course, this verification will now fail once we submit it, and you would get an email that you need to like redo it. But this is then where like what lands. So you see like this is currently processing. So our machine learning still tries to extract the data and validate that it's like, first of all, like a real document. And I mean, this is how it would look in the end. But you see also here failed. This was like a previous verification. And we show you basically if there would be a face match between the identity document, if this would be a real document. We at least saw that this is like a live video. You can see it here. And we do like a bunch of data points would be extracted here, which of course are not the case. But I don't want to show a real ID now here in the demo since I don't want to leak that data. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a super easy integration process, literally. We have like a very extensive documentation, but all it would take, copy this code snippet here to do is basically paste it here, save, refresh, and there you go. There's the button already rendered. So it's literally like copying like 10 lines of code or so and putting it anywhere in your website. And in that way, we make it. You can see like this would start the same process that we've just done. So in that way, we make the whole integration process of verifying other people like really easy. You don't even need to code at all if you don't want. So we have like even hosted solutions where you like similar like with Zoom, you can just like send one like a link. In that way, we just help like other clients who now need to very quickly digitize their whole process, who have been like operated only in the physical world, transition towards, hey, I need to somehow ensure that this person is real. Like if you are an accountant or anyone like who, like a lawyer, anyone who has so far operated like physical to physical can now very easily do this digital and ensure that this is like a real person and that they have seen the identity document of that person.
What's the risk of working with you during that time as opposed to normal times?
I mean, there's not too much involved. Like we are like a venture-backed startup, so I think we raised over 4.2 million in venture capital. We're more than well funded. Like we have like already we're on the path to already raising the next round of financing. Even though coronavirus is currently happening, since we are kind of like seeing like a huge demand in the last couple of weeks. So for any business, I honestly can tell them there's not too much risk involved in like going with a young startup like us.
If you talk about not startup competition, but competition from incumbent companies, I would think that there are probably also some more established companies who offer a solution like yours.
Yeah,
or trying to solve the same problem.
So I think especially in Germany, there are like two big companies that we are competing with. One of them is like ID Now, the other one is called Web ID. I think where we really pride ourselves to is with like a strong developer focus and like ease of integration. So where it takes if you go with like the incumbents, it can take like 2 weeks to integrate like a solution like this. You sometimes need to pre-commit for like a yearly contract, purchase like 10,000 or 20,000 verifications in advance. And again, like we are all developers here and developer focused. We built this as a developer tool. So for us, it's like you sign up, create your account, you get your API keys, and you're up and running in 10 minutes. You saw, and this is like a 10x improvement compared to like 2 weeks at least. And we have like simple pricing. You literally like just like pay as you go. We waive like subscription fees and for like healthcare startups and startups fighting Corona.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot, Matthias, for your time. Best regards over to New York. Let's hope that this is all soon over and stay healthy.